Welcome back, everybody. It's me, Daniel with VintageMagic.com. All right, so I wanted to invite you guys to MagicFest. MagicFest is a celebration of magic artists. You have vendors you can buy cards from. You have, side events you can play. Oh, of course, there's the main event, which is now called the Grand Prix. And you can basically meet your friends and play Commander and do stuff. You can also eat some concession food at the concession stand for overprices, like $5 for a bottle of water, or I don't know what it is, $3. You could also pay lots of money for travel and basically play at more premium events. VIP packages are now like over $100, let's say. Why am I even doing this? I mean, guys, you guys have known this story now, and I'm only into this party because this is going to be a little bit of a rant. I honestly, I'm sorry, guys. I'm a little annoyed about this. I understand that people don't understand the marketing thing, but there's two sides to this. Wizards of the Coast needs to reinvent. That's the word, reinvent. The whole Grand Prix circuit. They basically are trying to make it like a Gen Con or a San Diego Comic Con, ish type of thing, like a tour. And what is different is that they're actually in this message, like this big post from Blake Ramison from the mothership Wizards of the Coast. You can look it up. It's MagicFest Wizards of the Coast. Look it up. He says, from all the points that I just kind of alluded to, he also said that the Pro Tour is going to be involved with correlation to MagicFest. Now, there's two sides to this. I keep saying this. That's the corporate side. The other side is the guy who just wants to play Magic, wants to go to the Grand Prix, and is it really anything different? Is it really anything unique? I gotta say, we don't know. I think what's unfair about this, for the people that are just barking about it, is you don't know. You don't know what Wizards has up its sleeve. You don't know what's gonna happen with the events. You don't know if they're gonna charge an entry fee. Like Gen Con, like badges. Like San Diego Comic Con, like maybe have people line up and sign autographs. Is that going to be what's going to happen? I don't know. But you can only assume, and that's where the negativity happens. People assume the worst and get all freaked out and pissed and make videos about why it's bad, why Wizards bad at marketing, whatever. I got to say, there is another side to this, and that's the Wizards of the Coast side, where you don't really know how it's going to go. But that also leaves the curiosity, because it can either be a complete disaster or a curious case of great marketing that results in great execution by CFB events, because they're doing this all next year for 2019. What will be this MagicFest? Will it be different? Will it be not just signs of the new logo and the MagicFest, and you walk in, it's the same vendors and the same artists and the same events and the same. Maybe they give another different card. But what's going to be different? Because I am more curious now than ever. What's going to be different about MagicFest than the Grand Prix, failed Grand Prix? Because a lot of people have told me that Grand Prix have failed or is basically old. They need to reinvent. It's like an old name, an old kind of phenomenon they had, and they want to change that and reinvent the future, the modern day future, which I'm fine with. People do that all the time with businesses and everything. But the question really remains, is the execution going to be the level that you expect from the high quality, card quality, the high, awesome politics, everything about Wizards? Is it going to be just perfect? You guys know what to say about that one. I don't know. I don't know, and I'm. If you're asking me where I lean, do I lean towards? Is it going to be good? Is it going to be bad? My prediction of 2019 Grand Prix is it's going to be a couple of things. One is I think there will be an introduction of badges. I have a feeling that they're going to start charging venue costs. Does that make sense? Venue costs. Because I think if Wizards is integrating it with the Pro Tour and all that kind of stuff, there needs to be like a shared cost with Magic. You know, they're funding the whole entire Pro Tour. CFB Events obviously is contracted to do this whole thing. There needs to be some type of shared cost in some way. And while it is okay for people just to walk in and watch it and all that kind of stuff, but if they're going to add additional firepower, spark to this, maybe get, you know, obviously more coverage, improve on coverage. I'm assuming coverage will be improved. I'm assuming promotions will be hyped up even further, either by cards or artwork or different paraphernalia. There needs to be like an entry cost. I think this entry cost thing is actually, in my eyes, and I think a lot of you guys will probably get mad in the comments, I actually think that it's a good thing. Here's why. I think what's going on with Magic is if you want to reinvent yourself and execute this, you have to, as this MagicFest happens, you need to obviously get the people involved coming into the event to actually buy into it also. I think it's important for that. I think it's important that if a business provides more for the event, like they actually execute something special, like it makes a reason to go. It's not just the same thing we've seen. It can be because, you know, in some ways, like you're getting a lot of things for free. You're going there to play. You can sit there and meet your friends. There's a social gathering. That's kind of what Gen Con, San Diego Comic-Con is. And you have cosplay, all that. But you also want to add more. So you want to help the cause, but you also want more out of it, which I get. And Wizards, as a company, they need the money to obviously fund some type of additional promotion or extravagant prize pool. I don't know what the hell they're going to do. $1 million prize pool one day. I don't know. One day. But without that, without the entry cost or some other cost to the people coming in, it really, really is not going to come from anywhere, but, you know, it has to come from those guys. Or it will have to come from the vendors. And this is the one part where I think vendor fees are going to go up, only go up, because if the costs of everything promoting and all this MagicFest festivities that they do, they have knights in shining, maybe they have like a big fantasy con dragon, you know, maybe they have like knights in shining armor and bow and arrow exhibits. I don't know what the hell they're going to do. Fireworks. You know, Chandra's going to blow some flamethrower stuff. If they do some theatrical craziness, the vendors ultimately will have to pay more. And the current vendor fee for regular GPs, I believe, is $6,000. And for the GP Vegas or double GPs, it was like $8,000 for a standard booth, by the way. And the big island ones are easily $12,000, $15,000, whatever. Those are all going to be increased. So, I mean, you're probably saying, well, fine, $8,000 to $10,000 for the double GPs. That's not that big of a deal, Dan. Yes, it is, because cards are more and more difficult to make a margin off of in some cases. And it's not like the new product is giving you lots of firepower to make more money. Yeah, another subject, another day. So, I think the vendors, my prediction is the vendors will be paying more money. Guaranteed 2019 in some incremental amount. I also feel that in order for this MagicFest to really shine, to blow up, the YouTube or the media, they have video like Wizards does the walking from the plains thing. It's kind of like Nathan Holt's little series. I think they need to increase the hype on that end. It needs to be like a promotion of that sort, to get people excited about the new change of the name, and not only the name, but also what's going to happen. Now, for you players, you're probably wondering, well, Dan, it's still going to be the Grand Prix. The main event is the Grand Prix. So within the Grand Prix you have the MagicFest, then you have the Grand Prix, and then you have artists, vendors, and side events. Okay, fine. They're all kind of lined up there, and then the pyramid right here at the top is the MagicFest. So what am I really getting differently on the little add-ins? Because am I going to get like food vouchers? Am I going to get like Magic the Gathering cupcakes? Am I going to get, little like dolly bags and programs? What am I going to get? Am I going to get some fancy stuff like Gen Con, San Diego Comic-Con? What am I going to get differently? Tell me. I want to know the difference. I think this is where the negative side of all this is I actually don't think it's going to be much different. That's what's so sad. I want to believe that this entire MagicFest is going to be a spectacular event, but I feel that it's probably a branding change, and it's same or similar of what it was. I don't think they're going to do some fancy smoke and crazy, stuff. I don't think it is. I don't know. I honestly do not believe that the creativity of this will shine through. I think it's going to be just another place, just like what it's been, status quo, where Grand Prix attendance has declined, player base has declined, and people will just go there, be disappointed, and if they start charging badges or little events and stuff like that, and they're not getting anything out of it, people are not getting anything out of it, it will be a complete disaster. Unfortunately, I think with the current track of Wizards, it's probably going to lean towards that. But hey, I want to believe it. It's going to be awesome. But I just don't see it. Last part of this. Well, Dan, how do you change it? How do you fix something that isn't growing? It's failing. It's not doing well. How do you overhaul that image in terms of the Grand Prix circuit? Well, I think you need to go the route of why the Grand Prix are not good. I think you need to actually, how they send out those Magic the Gathering like surveys and they ask for the opinion? They should actually talk to people at the Grand Prix. What they need to do from now all the way till the end of this season. Every single Grand Prix, they have a private, give me your opinion about Grand Prix. What would you like changed? How would you change it? What would you do? What promotions? What events? What is wrong with, the scheduling, the judges, or whatever? Any beef you got, tell us everything. They should have done this actually since the beginning of the year. But at the Grand Prix, the people actually spending their money, they're coming traveling all over the world. I want you to tell me, and I don't want you to tell me from a pro player standpoint only. I want the average Joe, the person that's just going there, and the kids, who are attending. Why are they going? Why do they go? And what do they want to see? I would start with that, because that is the reason why. That from there, you will find the fundamental reasons why it's failing, why it's not growing, why it's, the question on the exit survey is like, will you come back? And will you come back if it's a further GP? Probably not. A lot of people have told me, I don't want to fly to these GPs because I'm disappointed. I'm not getting anything out of the GPs. All I'm getting is the same thing I can get at my store, or I can play casually with my friends, and I save thousands of dollars that I can just buy other cards or do other entertainment stuff. Play Fortnite all day. I don't know. I mean, it really doesn't make any sense. There's nothing special about going to the Grand Prix. I will make one complaint, definitely, for myself. One thing I really don't like about the Grand Prix, and this is something I hope any CFB official is watching, I don't like the fact that you guys do not actually put the hotel, the convention stuff, and the artist stuff up front. I know some of it is hard, like the artist stuff, because they there's travel schedules, all that. But at least if I'm going to like GP Hong Kong, or if I'm going to GP Singapore, or somewhere in Europe, even in America, I want to know what the hotel block is now. I want to know not just 1 month. I don't want to know 2 weeks before. I want to know like 3, 6 months out, beginning of the year. Because that allows me to travel and then gives me the opportunity to actually make the reservations and get it going. And that's one of my biggest beef, is that I've gone to so many GPs and the hotel block thing is a nightmare. It just doesn't occur until like the very end. That's one of many beefs that I've heard, and it's mine, but other people have the same thing. All right, guys, I appreciate your support. I want to hear what you guys think, because this MagicFest thing really has its opportunity. Is it a lost opportunity, or is it going to be the greatest thing since the reserve list? I said that for reals.